It is finally here. After a lot of waiting, after already being about 3 to 4 weeks into the winter of anime 2018, Fate Extra Last Encore has finally decided to grace us with its presence. Now, I do have to be the bearer of bad news, because I know some of you are going to ask this question, and I do need to answer to make sure a couple of things are clarified. Number one, many of you are going to be asking, Chibi, where are you watching this? I have a Crunchyroll subscription. I have a Funimation subscription. I have a Hulu subscription. I have a, an Amazon Prime subscription. And I even have Netflix, but I don't see it. Where is Fate Extra Last Encore? Well, just like how we had to deal with a couple of seasons back with Kakegurui, to, Little Witch Academia, to also what's currently going on this season with a couple other series, basically, Netflix picked up the anime, and the only way to actually watch this is either wait about 6 to 8 months for Netflix to finally release it, or you have to go your own route and basically, watch it through fan sub means. That's basically what it comes down to. So, yeah. Now that I answered that question, though, let's talk about the first episode and my overall impressions of Fate Extra. Now, I am an anime only. I do not know what to expect. I have no idea what is really even going on at all in this world. And also, on top of that, I'm very, very curious to see Red Saber for the first time ever, because I've heard so much about Red Saber. UMU, I think her name is Nero. I think that's her name. I could be wrong there. But basically, I've heard so much about the famous Red Saber. It's a very popular version of Saber, and I finally get to see her animated for the first time, and so I know this is going to bring joy to many others out there that have been, Type Moon fans for a very long time. They're going to finally see her in the flesh, finally getting to see her animated with a voice actress and all of that. They're just going to be extremely happy, and so, yeah, I'm glad I finally get to see this, and why everybody is so hyped up about her character, and why so many has talked about her for years now, since, I first heard about her. I've just always want to know who she really is. Now, anyways, to get right into it, what is Fate Extra Last Encore about, and should you watch anything previously to understand Fate Extra? Well, at this moment, I really don't know, okay? There was a couple of characters in this show that is from Fate Stay Night and Fate Zero, but this is Fate, and Fate usually has different, universes, dimensions, and stuff like that, their own stories with their different adaptations, and so most likely, you don't need anything else to watch. I could be wrong there. Don't quote me on that, okay? I'm just saying, from as an anime-only perspective, I don't believe you probably need to watch, let's say, Fate Stay Night, Fate Zero, anything like that. I don't think you need to watch any of that to kind of, watch this show. However, if you do watch the other shows like Fate Stay Night, Fate Zero, and you play, Fate Go or whatever, you're probably going to catch on to some references that, you have seen throughout those games or whatever, or, shows, and you're going to be like, whoa, they're adding stuff like this into, Fate Extra. Now, sadly, I haven't got to play Fate Go because my tablet, can't run it. It's really poorly optimized, basically. It's an old tablet, and I do want to play the game, so if there is any Fate Go, references in this, show, sadly, I missed them, because I really don't know much about Fate Go at all, besides the little, I think there was an OVA a while back I actually talked about. I believe there was an OVA I talked about, and that's the only thing I really know about the actual series of Fate Go. But anyways, getting back on topic, though, there is some nods in this episode, first episode of Fate Extra, that do point towards the Unlimited Blade Works route from Fate Stay Night. I don't know if I should really talk about it and try to I don't know. I don't know if I should try to not talk about other, series of Fate and apply it to my reviews or not, because I have no idea. There could be many of you out there that don't want to, don't want to watch the other shows, and you want to watch this for the first time, and you probably don't want to hear spoilers or whatever, so it's just, I'm very confused if I should talk about the stuff I saw in this episode when it came to Archer, and, the stone, clay soldier, he looked like the robot thing, chasing after the main character. I don't know if I should talk about what was going on there, and my thoughts on it, or if I should just, completely just throw that out the window. But you know what, I'll talk about it later on in this video. I'll give an ample enough warning before I talk about that, okay? I think that'll be fair to everyone. So there was a lot of characters I was very surprised to see in this first episode. Like I said, coming into this anime only, and seeing Rin, Sakura, Kirei, and all of that, seeing Shinji, I was like, whoa, 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 just Rin's outfit, okay? I know it's still kind of similar to her design from Fate Stay Night, but my god, that new outfit, them new thigh highs stuff, oof. Okay, but anyways, besides that, Sakura too, very happy to see her, and Shinji has I was shocked about this one. He has a girlfriend. He has a girlfriend. Like, wait, what? Shinji had, or has, or had, actually. You know, I think I should put that in past tense because of what happened in this episode. But Shinji had or has a girlfriend. And that blew my mind. I'm like, this character, Shinji, this scumbag from Fate Stay Night, had a girlfriend? Like, what? Like, that blew my mind. I was legit just like, whoa, this character that's always been scum and all that, and, you know, I've never really liked him that much, turns out to be somewhat of a likable guy at the start of the show, and then it turns out, oh no, he's a scumbag, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is typical, you know, Shinji overall, and I do wonder if he's gonna play more of a role in, you know, Fate Extra, and if Rin will, if, you know, Sakura will. Kirei looked to have disappeared at the end of the episode, so I don't know if he's going to be, you know, actually important to the show or not, but still, I do like the little additions to the characters, because that was a welcome surprise, and I was really glad to see. Now, let's talk about what Fate Extra is about. Well, I think if you know any details about Fate, you know it's usually about a Holy Grail war. It's where, you know, the characters compete with a bunch of servants and all that, masters compete to fight over the Holy Grail to get their one absolute wish they want at the end of everything. That's basically the general, you know, I guess, setup for any Fate series, besides, you know, I guess, Fate, you know, the magical Fate, you know, Fate Ilia and all that. That's the only different one out of, like, all the other, you know, Fate series. But getting back on topic, though, basically, this show, the actual summary of it, besides the Holy Grail War, is that our characters seem to be in some form of virtual world. It's actually set inside of a game, program, or whatever. It's a virtual world, and it's a very different setup compared to what we normally see in a Fate series, because when you have, like, Fate Stay Night, Fate Zero, Fate Apocrypha, and all of that, they're always set in real-world certain timelines and stuff, but with this series, our characters are actually in a virtual world, which is vastly different from anything else I've seen, which makes this very unique, and has really caught my interest. But going even further than that as well, it seems like all the characters, all the people that are within this artificial world were actually people that were going to be masters, and then they were forcibly put into this world, from what I understood from this episode. So that's pretty crazy. So maybe like characters like, you know, Emiya and all that, Emiya Shiro from, you know, Fate Stay Night, he might be in this world or something. I mean, if Archer is, I mean, there's a possibility, if Rin, Sakura, and all them, Emiya could possibly be in this series, which would be pretty cool if he is. But getting back on topic though, basically, the main point of the show, it seems like right now, is that our characters are in some form of time loop. It looks like time is resetting, or there's some form of, like, problem with time, and I think that would probably reference the name Fate Extra Last Encore, and I'm assuming that, you know, Last Encore title to Fate Extra is like, this is the final time loop. I'm assuming that's what the title is referencing, because when you see Red Saber introduced in this episode, she looks at the, you know, main male character, and it's like, oh, it's you, and then you're like, I am your, you know, your servant and all that, you are my master, at the end of everything was done. So it shows that Red Saber has already been introduced to our main male character, fully aware of him, and it also seems like our main male character has some form of previous memories from, like, maybe certain other time loops and stuff. Since this isn't a game and a, you know, like a program, time resets make complete sense. I think it does. So for them to be an entire, you know, simulation or something, resetting is indeed possible. Now, I do have a lot of, you know, questions when it comes to how the servants are. I mean, if this really is a simulation, artificial world and all that, are these servants actually real, or are they just artificially created? I'm very curious about that, of how that works. But for now, though, I do like the story. It does seem to be very different from what I've seen from the other Fates, and it's caught my attention. I definitely am curious to see where it's going to go. Now, when it comes to the main male character, he's very bland. Yeah, I'm being honest here. The main male character is very bland, nothing fascinating, nothing amazing, because the only thing I really got from his character in this episode is that the man, he's angry, he has hatred inside of him, which is towards the entire, I'm assuming, simulation or program or whatever. Okay, that makes sense, but that's the only emotion or anything we get from his character in this episode. He doesn't even really have a lot of dialogue, actually, when you think about it, and besides that, he has a lot of durability. I mean, he took multiple stab wounds from Shinji, got up, started walking away, and then you had it to where Archer came in, stabbed him too, missed him, but did take a big chunk out of him, and he still survived that. So just like, yo, this man's durable. He's really, really durable. And yeah, that's about it. That's all I got from his character. Character so far needs some work, but besides that, though, I feel like Red Saber can probably carry it because of how I've heard so much about her throughout these years of, you know, being a Fate fan. So I'm going to end it there. I think overall it's a good show. It has a lot of potential. It's made by Studio Shaft, and Studio Shaft is known for making great works. And since this is Shaft's first time working on a Type Moon series, I'm interested to see on how they depict Fate in their own way compared to, Studio Photable that we've seen time and time again. Oh yeah, one last thing I forgot to talk about, and I need to talk about it right now because I did promise earlier on in the video. The whole Archer stuff. Now, this stuff I want to talk about, it is spoilers, okay? It does contain spoilers. So if you haven't watched, Fate Stay Night, and you're not aware of, what happens in the Unlimited Blade Works arc, then I do not recommend you to, continue watching. So with that, I hope you all have a great day or night wherever you live, and, please be safe. But now I'm going to carry on to the spoiler segment. So, it's going to be real quick, but the Archer stuff, we saw Archer in this episode, and as we know, he's Emiyashiro, and we know what he's been tasked with. We know that he is a part of the counterforce, constantly sent out to, do things, and he realized the contradictions to what he wanted, and what led him to be what he is, and in the whole event in the Unlimited Blade Works, arc of the story. And when you, see this episode, even though he is, like, I'm assuming, like a machine or whatever, inside of the artificial world, at the very least, he seems to be aware of who he is, because he smiles. If you see real quick when he's destroyed, he's like cut in half and falling. At first, he has like a frown, like a standard like lifeless frown, and then as soon as he gets cut in half and it looks like he's dead, he smiles. And that just implies that he is aware of what he was doing. But since he is a Counterforce Guardian and all that, he's part of the Counterforce, obviously he has to do the will of his masters, basically what tells him what to do, a system and all of that. So it makes me wonder if the reason why he probably didn't do a big blow to the main male character in the episode, like a permanent, like, mortal wound, like a fatal wound, the reason why he probably didn't is because he was Archer, and he tried to save the main male character as best as he could. Delay it as long as possible, before he could possibly come back and defeat him. Makes me feel that, because we know how Archer feels about himself, and how he feels about, the contradiction that he is, and all of that, and his ideals, so it does make me wonder. But that does confirm at the very least one thing. At least the Counterforce is somewhat related to Fate Extra. It does have a role to play in this world, so we'll see where that goes. But with that being said, I'm going to end this video here, so you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like, and if you want to get notified for whenever I upload a video, please click the bell icon down below next to the subscribe button. So I love you guys, please be safe, stay healthy, Chibi out.